If you're someone who loves a comeback story, then you need to hear about David Goggins. David Goggins, one of the toughest men alive, wasn't always a superhuman. He was overweight, broke, and trapped in a cycle of negativity. But he turned his pain into power. How? By mastering his mind. Goggins says most people quit at 40%. When he was running his first ultramarathon, his body was screaming to stop, but he pushed through. Why? Because he knew the mind quits before the body does. Here's the secret: callous your mind. Goggins ran every day, faced his fears and embraced discomfort. He rewired his brain to resist quitting. So, next time you think you're done, remember Goggins, you've got 60% more in the tank. Push past your limits, face your fears, and become unstoppable. Because in the words of Goggins, you can't hurt me.
If you think you're done but still have a spark, you're only at 40%. David Goggins knows it, do you? Goggins transformed his pain into power, and so can you. The question is, are you ready to push past your limits? Drop a comment below with the lesson that hit you hardest. If this video fired you up, hit like and share it with someone who needs this. Subscribe for more powerful self-improvement content every week. Remember, most people quit at 40%. Don't be most people. Stay hard.
David Goggins' childhood was far from idyllic. From a very young age, he was exposed to a world that was harsh and unforgiving. Growing up in Buffalo, New York, he faced the harsh realities of poverty and racism. The environment was tough, and opportunities were scarce. Home life offered no refuge. His father, cruel and domineering, ruled with an iron fist. The household was a battleground filled with tension and fear. Goggins and his mother bore the brunt of his rage. The constant threat of violence loomed over them, making every day a struggle for survival. This constant fear and abuse left deep scars on young David's psyche. The emotional wounds were deep, affecting his sense of self-worth and security. He carried these wounds with him, shaping his worldview and fueling a burning desire to escape his circumstances. This desire became a driving force in his life. School provided little respite from his tumultuous home life. The chaos at home followed him to the classroom, making it hard to concentrate. Goggins struggled academically, finding it difficult to focus amidst the chaos. The noise in his mind mirrored the noise at home. He grappled with a learning disability that made it hard for him to keep pace with his peers. This added another layer of difficulty to his already challenging life. This led to feelings of inadequacy and frustration. He often felt like he was falling behind, unable to catch up. The playground offered no escape either. It was another arena where he felt isolated and different. He endured relentless bullying, targeted for his race and his struggles. The taunts and physical abuse were a daily ordeal. These early experiences forged a resilience in Goggins, a determination to prove his doubters wrong. Despite the odds, he began to build an inner strength that would define his future. By his early 20s, David Goggins found himself at a crossroads, unsure of which path to take. He had escaped the clutches of his abusive father but had fallen into a different kind of trap, one that was equally suffocating. Years of unhealthy habits, poor diet, and a lack of direction had taken their toll on his body and mind. He was severely overweight, tipping the scales at almost 300 pounds, a number that haunted him daily. His once athletic physique was a distant memory, buried beneath layers of fat and self-neglect. Goggins was working as an exterminator, a job he despised, feeling trapped in a monotonous routine. Every day felt like a dead end, a stark reminder of his unfulfilled potential and wasted opportunities. He was lost and directionless, drowning in self-pity and regret, unable to see a way out. He knew he was capable of more, but fear and self-doubt held him back, paralyzing his every move. This was his rock bottom, a place of despair and hopelessness, where dreams seemed impossible and the future looked bleak. One fateful evening, Goggins stumbled upon a documentary about Navy SEALs. As he watched these elite warriors push their bodies and minds to the absolute limit, something stirred within him. He felt a deep connection to their struggle and resilience. He saw a glimmer of hope, a path to break free from the chains of his past. It was as if a light had been switched on in a dark room. This was his wake-up call, a moment of profound self-realization. He knew he couldn't continue living the way he had been. Goggins realized he had been his own worst enemy. He had been holding himself back, trapped by his own fears. He had allowed fear and self-doubt to dictate his life for far too long. It was time to confront these feelings head-on. That night, he made a decision that would change his life forever. He resolved to transform himself, no matter the cost. He decided to take control of his destiny. He would no longer be a passive observer in his own life. He would no longer be defined by his past or limited by his circumstances. He was ready to break free and forge a new path. He would become the master of his own fate, determined to shape his future with unwavering resolve. Goggins embarked on a journey of radical self-transformation. He completely overhauled his diet, swapping junk food for lean protein and vegetables. He started exercising relentlessly, pushing his body to its limits and then some. He embraced pain and discomfort, using them as fuel to power his transformation. He set his sights on becoming a Navy SEAL, a goal many deemed impossible given his age and lack of experience. But Goggins thrived on proving doubters wrong. He trained with an intensity that few could match, enduring grueling physical challenges and mental tests. He refused to quit, even when his body screamed for mercy. Hey there, self-improvement warriors, ready to transform your life? Today, I'm sharing the secrets from David Goggins' incredible journey. Strap in, because we're diving deep into mental toughness, relentless discipline, and embracing pain. First up, Lesson 1, callous your mind. Just like your hands get calloused from hard work, your mind gets stronger through suffering. Goggins is the master of this. He's run ultra-marathons, gone through SEAL training multiple times, and constantly pushed past his limits. Take Hell Week in Navy SEAL training, for instance. Most men quit, but Goggins used the suffering as fuel to keep going. So what's the takeaway for you? Do something uncomfortable every day. Wake up early, take cold showers, push harder in your workouts. The more discomfort you embrace, the stronger your mind becomes. Now, Lesson 2, the 40% rule. Goggins says that when you think you've given your all, you've actually only used 40% of your potential. Your body wants to quit early, but your mind has the power to push much further. Like when Goggins ran 100 miles in 24 hours with broken feet and kidney failure, proving that the mind controls the body. So next time you feel like quitting, whether it's a workout, a project, or studying, push just 10% further. Train your mind to go beyond what feels possible. Here's a powerful concept Goggins lives by: taking souls. When people expect you to fail, prove them wrong by outworking and outlasting them. During SEAL training, Goggins' instructors wanted to break him, but he pushed harder than anyone else, earning their respect. Next time someone doubts you, use it as motivation. Work harder, push beyond expectations, and let your success speak for itself. Lesson 4, the accountability mirror. Be brutally honest with yourself. Most people lie to themselves about their weaknesses, but real change starts with radical self-honesty. Goggins used an accountability mirror. Every day, he'd look into the mirror and call himself out on his failures and weaknesses. Instead of making excuses, take action to improve. Write down your weaknesses and what's holding you back. Look at them every day and take at least one small action to improve. Finally, Lesson 5. Pain is your superpower. Pain and suffering aren't obstacles, they're the path to greatness. The more you endure, the stronger you become. Goggins didn't avoid pain, he chased it. He ran 100+ miles despite severe injuries because he refused to let pain control him. Next time you're struggling, remind yourself, pain equals growth. Instead of complaining, ask yourself, how can I use this pain to make me stronger? David Goggins isn't special, he just mastered his mind. And if he can do it, so can you. Which lesson resonated with you the most? Thanks for watching, and remember, the only limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself. Stay strong and keep pushing forward. Want to crush your inner demons? Let's do it Goggins style. Start with self-discipline challenges, cold showers, embrace discomfort, waking up early, build mental toughness, workouts every day, push beyond your limits, commit to a 30-day challenge now. Next, the 40% rule. When you feel like quitting, remind yourself, you're only at 40% capacity. Running, do 10% more. Studying, push for 30 extra minutes. Work, give a bit more. Push past your mental barriers. Finally, keep an accountability mirror. Write down your biggest weaknesses and fears. Stick them where you see them daily. Take one step towards improvement every single day. David Goggins turned his pain into power, and so can you. The only question is, are you ready to push past your limits?
If you think you're done but still have a spark, you're only at 40%. David Goggins knows it, do you? Goggins transformed his pain into power, and so can you. The question is, are you ready to push past your limits? Drop a comment below with the lesson that hit you hardest. If this video fired you up, hit like and share it with someone who needs this. Subscribe for more powerful self-improvement content every week. Remember, most people quit at 40%. Don't be most people. Stay hard.